This is Personal Finance on Spirits 98.1. Love music, love life. It's a Hub of the Week Wednesday evening, and you are listening to The Smooth Side of Life. Ayokunmi right here with you, taking you on a journey to talk about your money. Yes, it's all about your money. Every single Wednesday at 5:15 p.m., we get to have conversations centered around how you can make some more money and, of course, keep your head way, way above water. And this evening, we're going to be looking at the interest rates in Nigeria. I mean, so, we saw the central bank yesterday. Um, the Monetary Policy Committee of the central bank yesterday actually raised its benchmark rate to 26.75%. Now, you're probably wondering, what does that mean for you? So to give us clarity on this and should I say break it down more or less and share that much needed knowledge is Uche Aguocha. He is the founder of Finance Village. Very good evening to you, Uche. Great to have you on Personal Finance.
Thank you for having me. We all know that a lot of things have been happening in the past couple of months, and now with this new news of the increased monetary policy rate, uh, so ask how does it affect us as Nigerian business owners or individuals? Primarily, one thing we need to know is an increased monetary policy rate, a benchmark rate. The primary thing it does is to increase the rate of lending, the interest rate of lending. And of course, with an increased interest rate,
Mm,
less and less people are able to borrow money. And most businesses rely on cheap borrowing to run their businesses, to start and to run businesses. So what this means is that less businesses will be started. Some
okay.
businesses may have to lay off some staff. Of course, there will be a higher rate of unemployment. So there's just a plethora of issues that result from an increased benchmark rate for borrowing in the country.
Hmm. As you use the word plethora, so many things actually came to my mind because I mean, thinking about plethora, you're thinking about a lot
Yeah.
of things as it were. Before we get on with the conversation, for all our listeners out there, you can join us. Any questions you might have, any thoughts you might have about this particular issue we're discussing this evening, you can send them in on WhatsApp on 0809 440 981 0809 440 981. You can also join the live stream on YouTube. We're at Smooth 981 FM Lagos, Smooth 981 FM Lagos. All right, back to the conversation. Now, looking at that explanation there, what is the best source of low cost lending at this time? Is it family and friends or from somewhere else?
Frankly, the best source of low-cost learning you can ever get is from family and friends. Because I mean, you're literally getting this loan at zero interest rates. Most
Mm,
of your friends and family would not charge you an interest, on whatever loan they give to you. And most times they do not have there's no pressure, on when to pay back this loan. It's just you as an individual that will now decide to be responsible, you know, enough to pay back this loan at a particular time. So interest rates will be non-existent, or even if it exists, it's ridiculously low. So of course, if you're trying to get any form of credit, family and friends would probably be the first place to look for.
mm. Well, that also depends on how, should I say, liquid said family and friends are, and whether or not said
Of
family and
course.
friends, are also, should I say, the loan sharky types that say is business. You can't tell me 0%, you pay
Mm,
interest and so on and so forth. But I mean,
yeah.
compared to going to the banks, that is a much better option for people down the road. Now we've talked about, those who actually want to do the lending. Now, let's talk about the borrowers. How exactly can one be a responsible borrower? And I'm looking with bombastic side eyes at people out there who like to borrow money and then get chased all over town before they actually pay back.
Mm. Well, when you decide to actually take out the loan, whether it should be family or friend or from an institution,
Mm,
there are a couple of things that actually makes you a responsible borrower. If you're borrowing from an institution, they've probably done, a background check, your credit, history, see if you actually do pay back loans. However, as an individual, There are certain things that you can do. The
Okay.
first thing I would suggest would be that you should have multiple ways to pay back that loan. So, of course, you don't want to take a loan and there's only one option, on how to pay it back. Because what if it doesn't work? If you stuck with a huge loan on your
Hmm.
neck and people calling you 247 to get their money back. Now, the second thing you want to do is that you must always borrow what you can actually pay. You can't be earning
Right.
200K and taking out a loan of 10 million naira. That's very irresponsible because
That's
it's already
insanity.
it's already going to take you over 4 years to earn that amount of money. So how do you intend to pay back? Are you involved in any form of zero? So then I would also say you need to understand the terms and conditions of the loan or credit facility you're trying to get. Because
Okay.
there are some loans that have some hidden, they call them the fine print. They're hidden the fine print. You don't really know that,
Hmm.
oh, if this happens, this happens. And surely those that take out loans from the loan apps, there are a lot of predatory loan apps out there. So to
Right.
be a responsible borrower, you must understand the terms and conditions associated with every loan, borrow what you can actually pay, and have multiple ways of borrowing. And definitely try not to borrow for consumption.
You know what? I'm actually glad you landed on that on consumption. We're going to jump into that. It's as if you are in my head. We'll jump into that on
Mm.
the other side of this quick breather right here on personal finance on Smooth 98.1. Uche Aguocha is my guest. He is the founder of Finance Village, and he's giving us all this financial knowledge, talking about navigating rising interest rates in Nigeria. We'll be back on the other side. Don't go anywhere. All right, a quick 2 minute break, and we'll jump back in.
All right.
To achieve great dreams, you need great nourishment. So never settle for less. With Dano Milk, you and your family get the right amount of protein, calcium, vitamins A, B, and D, and other essential nutrients that they need to go for it in business, school, and their dreams. So, give your family the quality nutrients that they deserve. Choose Dano Milk and enjoy quality nutrition. No compromises.
In a world where your health is your greatest asset, you can trust us to care for you and your loved ones. At Evercare Hospital, Lekki, we understand the importance of compassionate care and medical excellence. From routine checkups to specialized surgeries, our team of experienced doctors are dedicated to guiding you through every step of your health journey. At Evercare Hospital, Lekki, our state-of-the-art multi-specialty tertiary care facility delivers a wide range of services across core medical and surgical subspecialties. Experience compassionate care and cutting-edge treatment at Evercare Hospital, Lekki. Your health is our priority. Contact us today on 0813-985-0710, or you can visit evercare.ng to schedule your appointment. Evercare Hospital, Lekki, transforming healthcare in Nigeria.
This season of Big Brother Nigeria is a must follow. Follow every twist and turn with eyes wide open. Because even when the journey begins with chemistry, chaos follows. Drop in for two journeys in one house. Big Brother Nigeria Season 9 premieres Sunday, 28 July, 7 p.m. West African time on DSTV 198 and GoTV 49. Gold sponsor, Guinness. It's all about your finances made easy because financial education is about not working for money. For my personal finance on Smooth 98.1.
All right, welcome back to the second half of Personal Finance on Smooth Drive on Smooth 98.1. Love music, love live, 33 minutes past 5 p.m. It's a hump of the week, Wednesday evening. Yours truly, Ayokunmi taking you on this journey, as well as my very special, very, very special guest in the person of Uche Aguocha. He is the founder of Finance Village, and we are talking about navigating rising interest rates in Nigeria. Yes, the interest rates are rising. Yes, they were, they rose again yesterday. And the question that you're probably asking yourself is, how can I use this to my advantage? And just before we went on that quick breather there, we talked about uh, being a responsible borrower. And I'm glad that Uchi said a couple of things that I really hope that we can all hold in our hands really, really tightly. Now, Uche, before we went on that quick breather, that you talked about, it's very important for anyone who is actually borrowing to borrow not for consumption. What exactly did you mean by that?
All right, thank you. Now for when I mean consumption, I mean borrowing to throw a party, borrowing
Ah,
to go buy actually, borrowing to do anything that doesn't exactly give you a return. That's
mm,
consumption. Just borrowing for fun and just life, activities. That's consumption, right? So, of course, it's not a good idea to borrow, dig a hole for yourself simply to just live the life. That's certainly a good idea.
And it seems like, so many people actually do that whole borrowing for consumption thing. And also something you alluded to earlier on about having an idea of how that loan actually will be paid back. Some people just borrow that money without having a clear idea of how they're going to pay the money back. They don't have, they're not earning a living at this time, but they feel, let me just borrow some money. I'll figure out how to pay the money back. The Lord will do it, and so on and so forth, which can
Yeah.
actually be very, very ridiculous. Now, for all our listeners out there, have you ever had an experience with someone that borrowed money from you and then it became a case of Tom and Jerry in order to get the person to pay back, and so on and so forth? Let us know your experiences. Come through on WhatsApp on 0809 440 981 0809 440 981. You can also join us on our live stream on a YouTube at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. All right, continuing on this trajectory, Uche, how much due diligence should one put into an idea before actually borrowing money to fund said idea?
Mm. So when you're thinking about borrowing to fund an idea, I am of the school of thought that it's almost always a very bad idea to borrow money to fund a business idea. It's a very bad idea. Now, you could borrow money to expand an already profitable venture. You can
Okay.
borrow money
Okay.
to, increase your sources of revenue in a business because now this business is already making money, right? But
Mm,
borrowing money to start it is certainly a terrible idea. Now, in terms of due diligence, right, there must be extent, if at all you now want to borrow money because that's the only option, extensive due diligence must be done because you
okay.
need to understand what market you're trying to play in, the possible income or revenue prospects in the market, and the risk assessment. You want a situation where even if this venture fails or flops, there is a way to pay back said loan, either by sales
Right.
of the assets acquired by the credit or, whatever other way. But you must make sure that you assess the risk and put measures in place to mitigate against risk. Peradventure, it fails. So that's certainly something that one should consider, when trying to borrow money to start or to fund a business idea.
That is a very interesting take. I mean, one would think that for someone who wants to start a business would make reference to some great people who started business. Okay, they got seed funding and so on and so forth. They got a loan from someone, and they're able to get the business off to the best starts. Now, is it wise for people who are should I say, in the here and now, using those people as sort of a yardstick to say, and because they did it, I will do it as well, not knowing all the, should I say, all the help that those people actually got behind the
Backstory.
scenes that we're not aware of.
Mm. So I think that no two people have the same story or the same trajectory in life, and
Mm,
certainly no two people have the same background. Now, if you compare someone like Dangote taking a loan of perhaps 1 million naira from his uncle to yourself that grew up in to someone else rather that grew up in Ikorodu and his parents are just teachers.
justice for Ikorodu people.
There's a very big difference there because now the Dangote name is already a credit-worthy name, right? So
Mm,
even if he's unable to, there's already some trust associated with the family name, right? So
right.
if he's unable to pay back the loan in the specified duration of time, there's a possibility that they could extend it. But in the other person that doesn't have any, is not credit worthy, his parents probably don't even have a name per se, you know, there'll be issues. The bank will want to come
Mm,
for the assets that were used as collateral. There'll be serious issues and repercussions. So you can't just read books and feel inspired and just try to go verbatim, do exactly what this person did to do whatever they did, right? To achieve whatever success they did. You must look at
okay.
your current realities and assess what works for you now. And in as much as you want to start a business, you take risk, there must be calculated risk.
Hmm. Calculated risk, not just risk, or calculated risk. Now that is
Calculated risk.
very, very important stuff. Now, I'm curious to know what are the best savings and investment vehicles that one can should actually employ in a rising interest rate environment like here in Nigeria.
Hmm. Um, in the finance village, we always recommend saving in high yield savings accounts. It's just a fancy name for saying saving in, accounts by fintech companies like Piggyvest, Cowrywise, Optimus. These are apps that give as much as 15 to 20% interest per annum. Now, of course, it's not on savings, by the way. Now, of course, it's not anything crazy, but at least it just keeps you slightly on par or just slightly ahead. You're not just losing the value of your money entirely.
Hmm.
As opposed to the banks that give you barely 5%, per annum, right? Now, in terms of investing, usually most people do not have huge capital to go on a very crazy investment journey, right? But we usually
Right.
suggest that you start with stocks. There are a lot of Nigerian stocks that have been really bullish this year. So many people have made a lot of money. Aside from money earned by capital appreciation of your stock, you also earn money via dividends. When these companies or these pay dividends to their investors, you earn money.
Hmm.
Starting with
Hmm.
stocks is one low cost way of getting involved in investing. You can start by buying an index fund, right? And just
Okay.
grow and build your way up there.
Hmm. All right. Interesting take. Now let's talk about protection here. And what I mean is, how can one actually protect their purchasing power against inflation? Is foreign exchange the answer to that question?
Mm. Now this is a very popular question. People ask me this a lot. Do I save my money in dollars? Yes, you can save your money in more stable currencies, right?
Okay.
However, you shouldn't save all your money in foreign currency. Now here's the reason. Now you definitely, if you live in Nigeria, you definitely spend in naira. So
Hmm.
imagine a situation where you have an emergency and all your savings are in dollars. What exactly do you want to do? You're probably going to now sell that dollars to whoever is ready and willing to buy it at a most likely very low rate compared to the current exchange rate. But if you have a
Hmm.
situation where you have some balance, if you have some expenses that are in dollars, perhaps maybe you're running a business, you could keep certain amount of money in dollars. But for funds that are primarily emergency funds, keep them in Naira. Of course, in a high yield savings account so that you also earn something on your money, right?
Right.
So
Mm.
certainly it's a good idea to save in foreign currencies that are stable. It helps you to hedge against inflation and all of that, but you have to do it the smart way.
The smart way, keep things balanced. This is why we love these
Yeah.
conversations. We get the needed knowledge. Now, on a final note, Uche, because time has absolutely flown by here, but I just need to get your take on this one. How are you assessing the Nigerian economy in the second half of 2024?
Mm. The Nigerian economy is, it's probably the worst that we've ever had in a very long time.
Mm.
Consumer spending is really down. The monetary policy is not even helping matters. Now, you have a situation where you see government agencies fighting industrialists, you know who we're talking about, and you have a situation where the banks are being taxed on their forex profits, and you have the legislative arm of government supporting such, situation. It's terrible. It's not friendly. We're not exactly excited about the economy so far. Now, of course, you look at a situation where the financial sector of any country is very important to assess the economic strength of that country, right? So if you're
Right.
looking at Nigeria's economy from outside, you would be you'd be scared to even get involved. So certainly, I'm not really excited about how the Nigerian economy has been in the last 6 months and even in the second half of the year as it is. It's blurry. That's the word to use. It's really blurry.
Hmm. We hope that that blurriness will actually clear, and then we'll be able to see the beautiful horizon on the other side. We can only hope and pray that the work is done to make that happen. Thank you so much for joining me this evening on Personal Finance, Uche Aguocha. He is the founder of Finance Village. It's been a pleasure having you on Personal Finance this evening. For those who'd love to talk to you about all these issues and more, where can they find you on social media, perchance?
Now, you can definitely join the Finance Village on Instagram by following at the Finance Village. That's THE Finance Village on Instagram. And
All
then we
right.
have a vibrant WhatsApp community. You can join by sending a message to this number.
Hold on, hold on,
0.
hold on,
All right,
Uche, just limit it to the Instagram handle. They can get that information from you if they reach out on Instagram.
beautiful. All right, so you can definitely follow the Instagram page at the Finance Village. We have a community there, and from there you can get to contact us any way that is convenient for you. All right,
All
so
right,
love to see you in the village.
fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you to all our wonderful listeners for being a part of the show. Personal Finance. We'll make a return next Wednesday at 5:15 p.m. right